Hello, and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar, and this is a very, very silly comic book about Svengoolie. If you were on the last New Comic Book Day stream, we talked about horror movie hosts for a while, which meant we really were just talking about Svengoolie a bunch, and then, kind of mentioned Elvira. I got the new Elvira book right here. And then we looked to see, who else is, doing this right now, and the answer is not that many people. But I digress. This is a book about Svengoolie, and you can check out his show on MeTV. I record it every week. I don't necessarily watch it every week because sometimes it's a rerun, and I'm like, oh man, I really don't need to see that bad movie yet again with the same exact commentary. But if you know who Svengoolie is, you know the kind of humor that's waiting for you in this book, because that's what this is. It's a funny book. It's literally a funny book that's a funny book. Or at least it tries to be a funny book. Got Svengoolie, Sventuna, or Sventuni, whatever his name is, Kerwin, Rubber Chickens. He's accosting the Sears Tower, looks like, right? That's the Sears Tower. Anyway, things get weird. And I'm going to flip over here to page 2 and 3, because this is basically how the show starts every week. Svengoolie's on here. He is sitting in the coffin, well, standing in the coffin, introducing the movie, cracking some really bad jokes. I'd say I'm shocked by that response, but I'm no Benjamin Franklin. And now they throw the chickens at him, but today the chickens get thrown back. Bum, bum, bum. That part usually doesn't happen. He just dodges the chickens, then he shuts the coffin lid, and then the chicken stops, the movie rolls, and that's where we start getting into the actual film. His show is very formulaic. It's definitely got like an ebb and a flow. You can predict what's going to happen. Heck, half the time you can predict the jokes that are going to be made. And that's kind of the charm of it, you know? It's definitely kind of a inoffensive sort of program. But what's going on here? We got these chickens being thrown, and somebody, Kerwin, Tombstone, Buddy Sorrell, someone is out for revenge. Who could it be? But I have no idea who that is. It's Dr. Kopay, apparently. He's got this crazy scheme to go back in time with his Svenbot and stop all of Svengoolie's little buddies, who we just showed. Chicken, the floating skull, the coffin, like those are characters in the show. Sometimes they'll make witty comments. Usually they just make fun of Svengoolie because he is the butt of his own humor. Which, if you're going to be cracking jokes, self-effacing humor usually works out pretty well once you've established you've got the bona fides to make it work. Because if you come into a situation and you're just like making fun of yourself right off the bat, nobody's going to take you remotely seriously. But Svengoolie kind of backs it up because he comes in and he's like, yo, here's some hard facts about these actors, actresses, the film, all that kind of stuff. Like, he is established while he's funny as like an authoritative figure. Authoritative? Yeah, authority figure about the movie. So, Mad Scientist makes a Svenbot, sends the Svenbot back in time, and we get this other art style right here. And you know what? I actually really like that art style for all the little time travel bits. Yeah, it's a time traveling shopping cart. Look, we don't ask questions, but he unleashes a scheme, and so he stops Sven's 3 co-hosts from becoming his co-hosts or his sidekicks or whatever you want to call those characters. Keeps them from showing up, keeps them from becoming part of the act, which means that Sven's show just kind of falls apart. So then the Doctor can swoop in and take over. Let me kind of get over here. Boom, yes! Yes! Success! So, he takes over Sven's show. You can see him making the move right there. And through this whole book, they're cracking really stupid one-liners, really bad puns. It's all very sensible, chuckle-worthy. And that's kind of what I come into Svengoolie expecting, is to get a couple sensible chuckles out of the show. Maybe learn a neat fact. And usually watch a bad movie because I have an appreciation of kind of bad films. The comic book lives up to what it promises. It lives up to the character. This book promised, yo, come see a Svengoolie comic book, and the book delivered on a Svengoolie comic book. This was exactly what I would have expected a Sven book to be like. Now, my problem with it, my only real problem with it, is right here. we're zipping around through 3 different sets of artists, and it kind of sucks. Like the artist over here, this is like pretty immaculate stuff. It looks great. It's got vibrant popping colors. The line work is clean. It looks good. Like if you saw this from a DC comic, you would have no problems with it. It's very slick, very modern looking. And I actually have no problem with the completely off the wall, bonkers, hyper cartoony style of the time travel segments. I think it works well. These segments are like, this style is limited to just the time travel parts, and it feels okay because of that. The other style right here is fine, and it would have been completely fine with me if this is what that first section had been like. But we come back from time travel, and this is what we're getting, and it's a completely different kind of style than what we got over here. And I ain't got nothing against it. It's just a little jarring. It's like that one X-Men book, X-Men Black Emma Frost, where I think they went through like 7 different art teams in the course of 20 pages. Like, it was a little ridiculous. And it kind of clashed, and it pulled me out visually from where I was. Now, maybe the style there is supposed to look a little different because that's like they've come back to the future, and the future is no longer the place it was. You know, it's been altered or whatever. But then I would have expected once they set stuff to rights at the end of the book that we go back to the original style, and we don't do that. One thing I will give them absolute props for is they make a joke about the different art styles towards the end of the book. So you basically took the one thing that I didn't like about the book, because I had a nice fun time with this. Like, this is a pretty solid, fun comic book if you like Sven. And we get to towards the end of the book, and they crack a joke about the art style changing on the next page. And I actually really appreciate that because it made me go, you got me, you know? You sons of guns, you got me with that line. Because you took the thing I didn't like and you made it a joke. Which makes it kind of okay. Like, that's the thing. If there's something that's not good, and you know it's kind of like that, for whatever reason, you know, and you can turn that into an asset, that's good writing. And they did it here. I had a blast reading this. This book is definitely not for everybody. First, it's a comedy book. Second, this is a character that you probably have no idea who he is, and you've probably never watched his show. But for the weird, limited audience of people that watch a horror movie host based out of Chicago, it was pretty good. And I had a blast. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great day. Oh, and I forgot. This is the Graham Cracker Comics exclusive cover. And when I bought it, it came in this nice Mylar with a graham cracker board. Check that out. Ain't that pretty cool? I think that's pretty cool. So there's a complete package. I don't know what the actual, like, the retail price of the book normally is, but I think I got charged like quite a bit for this son of a gun. Where's my receipt at? Let's see. Yeah, $14.99 for this unique cover, I guess. Which that seems kind of crazy because the back of the book says $7.99, but who am I to argue? Who am I to argue? You all take care of yourselves. You have a great one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and bye-bye.